Not all investments are created equal. A lot of them look great up front. They can end up wrecking your savings or absolutely crushing your retirement fund. Now, in today's video, we're going to be looking at some of the most common investments that I see are not really worth the cash. Now, as a certified financial counselor, I see a lot of people on a regular basis. We go through budgeting, we go through a lot of strategies. And when it comes to some of these investments, they are not worth it at all. And I have seen people pay an incredible penny for these. Now, the first one we look at is timeshares that lock you in forever. Now, we know there has been an entire timeshare market that promises dream vacations, very low cost. Rarely a lot of them do deliver. Some people have a really good experience with timeshares, and other ones have an absolute nightmare. They have a very high upfront cost, annual maintenance fees that eat away at your budget. Worst of all, once you have them, it is near impossible to sell. I know there have actually been some new markets that were created to try to get rid of and remove these timeshares. Instead of that, and instead of doing timeshares, you can look at those VRBOs, you can look at the Airbnbs, looking at flexible rental spots that are just going to be the one-time cost versus the annual cost when you're using the timeshare. Now, the second one we look at, and this is where I see so many people get caught up in, is the get-rich-quick schemes. Anything that guarantees very fast returns is usually too good to be true. I really take this with a rule of thumb because I see people that schemes that really prey on making quick money. We see this from a lot of fraudsters, a lot of scamsters, also thinking of pyramid scams, investment scams, cryptocurrency scams. Money disappears before you actually can blink, before you can think about it, before you can make logical decisions. If it is and really sticking to those proven strategies, like the S&P 500 funds that I talk so much about, because if it seems too good to be true, guess what? 99% of the time, that's exactly what it is. Now, when we start looking at one of the biggest, if not the biggest appreciating asset within the United States, we are talking about luxury cars as a status investment. When you look at a new luxury car, it can be incredibly expensive, but it is kind of a symbol of where you're at. If you want to keep up with the Jones, if you want lifestyle creep, it's a terrible investment. When you look at the ability to have a car that takes you from point A to point B, you could buy a $20,000 car that's very reliable. You could buy a $50,000 car that has the same reliability, just a little bit more of a status symbol, or you could go in and buy that $100,000 car that does the exact same thing, taking you from A to B. This is the reason why I look for low mileage used cars that already have the depreciation built in. The value in the depreciation happens the second you drop off the lot. We have seen cars that have dropped 10, 20, even 25% in the depreciation. And then when you start pulling miles on it, the depreciation goes faster. When you start adding years to the vehicles, it goes faster. If you're not an enthusiast, if you're not a collector, luxury vehicles very rarely ever hold their value. Reliable, affordable cars make more sense, giving the ability to actually invest the difference and making a big difference even behind the scenes without the lifestyle creep with the investment itself. The next one we look at is cryptocurrency without research. I always say this. Now, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin might be the absolute pinnacle, might be the absolute future when it comes to, blockchain technology, when it comes to investing, but diving in there without knowing what you're investing into can absolutely lead to disaster. And I have seen this. Again, being a certified financial counselor, sitting down with a lot of individuals at a financial education level and seeing some of the scams that have been in there, people that are investing into certain coins within cryptocurrency, that's seen it on TikTok, that noticed it on Instagram, that's seen a really cool post saying, you're going to make 500% in the next month. Chances are, again, if it's too good to be true, that's exactly what it is. A lot of them are pump and dump schemes. A lot of them are just kind of those meme coins, very difficult to predict and have a super high volatility. A lot of people lose money out of here, and I don't want you to be one of those. If you want to invest in cryptocurrency, do your research, know the basics, spread out, start with some of the maybe stable coins or starting with some of the really big coins, thinking of your Bitcoin and your Ether, making sure again that you know and you're not investing more into cryptocurrency than you can afford to lose. Now, when we start thinking about some of the other things that are a total waste of money, in my opinion, extended warranty on cheap items. I literally bought a charger for my phone. Warranty for it was $3 for 3 years on a $20 charger, meaning that you're charging 15% of the total price. Even if it lasts a little bit, you can definitely make that back. Now, when you start putting this onto a lot of inexpensive items, it is a couple dollars here. We talk about this when it comes to memberships, when it comes to subscription plans, when it comes to the buy now, pay later, most products work and have an original warranty when you purchase something, meaning you don't need to buy the extended warranty that they have at Best Buy or Target or Walmart, because the chances are that the manufacturer warranty is going to cover itself, especially when it comes to cheaper items. I could see maybe doing a warranty on a more expensive or a vehicle itself just to maintain that really state of mind, or maybe appliances, which are several $1,000s. But when it comes to items that are 10, 20, 30, 50 bucks, I don't really find it worth it to get the warranty. And interesting enough, I actually seen warranties on video games that we are purchasing. They wanted to warranty the video game that was a digital download. Tell me how that works, because I'm still confused about it. Now, before we get into the next one, guys, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. Financial education, literacy, investment, everything is covered here. So let's go and get into the next one. This one I am guilty of, and I will say it. Fancy equipment that collects dust. I bought a Bowflex a while ago. Really didn't use it. You know, buying a treadmill, looking at the multi-function devices are great if you use them. And if you don't, guess what? You just bought a $4,000 coat rack or a shower hanger, because buying fitness equipment with the best of intentions, then never using it or losing interest will and really does hit that price tag. When you look at gym memberships, when you look at smaller fitness tools, could be affordable, could be a lot more of an option. But overall, go big only if you're 100% dedicated, that you know you're going to be committed to the workout equipment. Like I said, if not, it's going to be sitting in your basement and collecting dust, like my Bowflex is doing right now. Now, when we start thinking about real estate, cheap real estate deals in very bad areas. Buying cheapest property can be a good find, but usually for a majority of people, it is not the greatest idea. When you look at repairs, vacancy issues, low resale value, and being able to put money, even though it might look like a bargain on paper, a lot of people in a bad location, if they're purchasing, means they have very bad returns on investments. Now, of course, this doesn't mean everybody is going to be in the same boat, but there are a lot of people, if you've seen some of the shows where they try to flip a house, they have no experience, it's in a bad area, they lose all of their money, their life savings, all the money they put into a home that is in a bad area. And even if they do fix it up, they don't have the ability to sell it, or they don't have the ability to get back out of it what they were looking because of the area it's in. Now, when we start thinking about investing and flipping the switch a little bit, single stock investments without diversification, there's a reason why I do not invest into single stocks. When you look at that, they are very subject to anything really within the media. They're very high subject to tariffs. Depending on the company, there are so many things, and a lot of people that put money into a single company a lot of times have very big regret. Now, the market, very unpredictable. We've seen it where really one bad turn, one bad CEO, one bad company can wipe out your entire investment. That is why the wealth diversification comes from funds and ETF funds like the NASDAQ 100 or the S&P 500, which really spreads the risk across all of the sectors, and making sure the diversification is built right in with some of those index funds or those ETFs. Now, when we start thinking about a waste of money, and it's pretty crazy, it is right here. When we talk about cell phones, when we look at tech upgrades, chasing the latest phones, looking at the tablets, the smartwatches, getting them every year or two, really might feel like an investment, but they're unnecessary. If you're sitting and you're waiting for the brand new thing to come out, chances are it's going to come with a very big price tag. Majority of the new features are rolled out in future upgrades or future rollouts to older models. Nothing is really that groundbreaking that the justification can come. When you're paying $1,800 for a smartphone or $2,000, it's kind of crazy, leaving you stuck with expensive gadgets that might have and do depreciate pretty quick, because they're usually replaced about every 2 years, meaning your technology is going to be downgraded, or it is going to be obsolete in the next few years. And again, if you can stick a couple years with your current technology, take the difference, take that money and invest it, you'll be well off. When we start looking again, kind of the too good to be true, penny stocks that promise big returns. This is another one. It's a very cheap way to start investing, but they are notoriously super high risk and very poorly regulated for some of these companies. When you look at struggling companies, they could have little to no chance already before you start investing it. This is a place checking the really next big thing for majority of people does not happen. Stick to more reliable options, like we said, with that S&P 500 fund and the extended amount of growth. And the final one I'm going to leave you with is learning and investing into better assets. This is one, not every opportunity when you start looking at investing is really worth your hard-earned cash. Guys, every single dollar has a purpose. Thank you, Dave Ramsey. The more money that you put towards investment, the smarter decisions you make, staying away from the money traps that we talked about, focusing on those very high returns or those S&P 500 returns, which right now we're seeing about 12% in the S&P 500. If you're unfamiliar, just had an absolute record day, breaking out and really hitting new all-time highs, which is kind of crazy. We also seen it with the NASDAQ. It can be super rewarding when you invest on a regular basis over an extended amount of time when you see the growth in there. Have you had any experience with these risky investments or whatever we covered in here that could be an absolute waste of cash? Now, before we go, guys, definitely like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next video.